So you literally were born into the Cowboys organization. What do you, when you see the Dallas Cowboys star, what's your reaction?
I was a Super Bowl baby, 1995, Super Bowl 30. So I think that was against the Steelers. So I'm still waiting for that Super Bowl ring from my pop. I'm serious. He has it. He wears it all the time. But I was born in Dallas. Yeah, right in Capel. So I
How
got
much time did you spend in Dallas in your childhood?
in my childhood, just a few years. It was just very brief. But I grew up in Austin, so I was still in Texas.
So did you identify as a Cowboys fan as a kid?
Sure, for sure. Dude, I know just so many players and so much history there as far as growing up. You know, from my pop, Robert Jones, Charles Haley, Dion, Troy Emmett, shoot, Larry Allen, who else? Daryl Johnson, a lot of people. Michael, yeah, for sure.
So for you to be going against the Cowboys this weekend, is it one of the? Have you faced them before?
Yeah,
In your okay. So
played Cowboys last year on Thanksgiving.
okay. So but for you to be welcoming the Cowboys to the bank, what's that going to be like? This is the first time they've come to Jacksonville since 2006.
For real? Um, I don't know. I think earlier in my career, it probably would have carried, that sentiment of like I'm playing them. But I think now, as I've gotten a little bit older, especially because I've played them now, no disrespect, but it's I would prepare like any other week, But I've a lot of respect for that organization and what they've done over the years, especially since my dad was a part of it for that Super Bowl run.
No one on this team that I can think of off the top of my head. I think maybe Shatley, because the last time the Jaguars have played him was 2018. So at least on the offensive and the wide receiver skill position end of things, no one has really faced them here with the Jaguars. So what sort of tips, evaluation can you give on Trevon Diggs in that secondary?
I think Trevon is good. I think he's a really good player. I think he's very instinctive. He has really good ball skills. He can track the ball just like a receiver can. I think he plays with great vision. Um, he's rangy. He's longer, I think, than people realize. Comes from a family of football, just like I do. So I got a lot of respect for the Diggs family, for sure.
Micah Parsons, when I say that name, what's your reaction?
He's a good football player as well. Um, the guy's special, man. You have to know where he's at all times. I think he's a guy that can really wreck a game for sure. I like Micah's game. I think he's physical. I think he's fast. I've seen him rush the quarterback, obviously. I've seen him drop in coverage. I've seen him bat balls. I've seen him guard running backs as well. So that's just a unique talent and for such a young player. So, I mean, the Cowboys definitely have a phenomenal player in him for the years to come.
Besides Diggs and Parsons, because I think the two of them get a lot of the headlines, who are some of the other guys on the defensive side of the ball that you guys will key in on, or maybe people should be paying attention to?
I mean, I think a lot of players on their defense are great players. Malik Hooker, I think, is a really good football player. He's established in this league. We know the types of things that he can do. I mean, but as far as like other individual players, I think they play well as a whole. So I'm not going to sit here and like go through the roster of everyone, but they're a good team. They've been getting offenses off the field. They've been taking away the ball effectively. They've been getting after the quarterback, creating turnovers, whether it's interceptions, fumbles. They're doing a great job of scheming. So, I mean, the record explains why they're there.
Last question from me. Locker room this week compared to maybe the locker room after some other big wins. Does it seem like it's more locked in this week? Does it seem more lighthearted? How would you describe it?
You want my honest answer? I see people not on the team, but on our Jaguar staff wearing, what is that, an elf or Santa costume?
Yeah.
So,
It's funny you say that because I actually have an elf costume that I told Devin I could have worn, and they shot me down quick.
they didn't want you to wear one?
I guess they don't want the competition.
Why, they think it's like, oh, it's people are not focused or whatever. Do you like the Elf with Will Ferrell?
Yes, I do.
It's a really good movie.
You like that your favorite Christmas movie?
No, mine would have to be The Grinch with Jim Carrey. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's classic.
So outside of the staffers, though, you feel like the vibes are locked in. They're the only ones not locked in.
Yeah, I think everyone's themselves, which is very nice to see. It's not like a roller coaster of emotions either which way. And so I don't think you have to do anything extra as far as changing yourself, but I think the important thing is in the meeting rooms, in the classrooms, and on the field is where the intensity I see and focus. So in the locker room, though, is kind of our home to enjoy it. So I think guys are still just pretty much the same.